look at me like that.
Yo, that joint was recording too. Hey, welcome to the Skin in the Game podcast. We're back here again.
Episode
Three.
What's up, guys? What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
good,
Man.
good.
How was Thanksgiving?
It was great. It was great. It was great with the family. Nothing crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, for sure. Me too. I ate a lot though. I ain't gonna lie.
Bro,
I know everybody probably like, yo, we know.
Dork.
I'm still eating a lot, so that's not good.
Oh, I actually didn't even finish my first plate. I put it in the microwave. But
Were
I
you
did-
feeling guilty?
I did drink a lot of wine.
Because you
though.
started working out, right?
Yeah, I started working out this week. But no, I didn't feel guilty at all. I was just like,
I don't
whatever.
feel guilty.
No, I go through like these phases of overeating and then not eating anything, fasting for like, some time. So, yeah, Thanksgiving was pretty chill. The weekend was nice.
Absolutely. It was just like Thanksgiving. That was my little cousin's birthday, and then I'm like, man, I need to stop eating. I'm like, I need to stop eating, but been going to the gym. Not as much as I would want to. Excuses, but I'm still going. So
Yeah. Hey, New Year, 75 hard, yo.
bro, 75 hard right now.
Oh, come on, man. All right.
What does that mean? 75 hard.
You know what that is?
No.
So that's a mental challenge, a mental toughness challenge. Is for 75 days. You gotta drink a gallon of water every single
you
day.
were doing that. And you missed one day by mistake.
You gotta take a picture every single day. You can't eat junk. 2 workouts a day. 1 must be outside.
I like that actually.
That's no joke.
I need an accountability buddy.
I actually have a friend that wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, hop on it, John.
Let's do it. Let me know when.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Yeah,
I'm
but
down.
I would
But
say
we gotta finish
I would
it,
say
though.
December is a very busy month where a lot of people have a lot of
Excuses.
Excuses.
It's true though. Okay, whatever.
That's what happens, man. That's what happens.
But I'm the one that is going to the gym though.
I'm going to the gym
I'm going though.
Me too.
I just got a membership yesterday.
5 days a week.
6 days.
I should be
a week,
doing
baby.
6, but I'm going 5.
Nah, I need to get in there again, bro.
Let's do it.
I've been trying to like self-talk me in because I fell off. You know I fell off.
The good thing is that you can always pick your ass
The
up.
gym's always there.
Yeah.
Pick your
I
ass
fell
back
off.
up.
Because I fell off for years.
Yeah, and I'm doing this new thing with my leg, with my foot. That's making my foot a lot better. So it's like I feel like maybe not. I can't stress it too much, but I think there's no excuses, like you said.
Yeah.
I can figure it out. You know what I mean?
It's true.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Also, like how much would it help your foot if you lost like 50 pounds?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I don't want to do surgery, bro.
Don't
Is
do it yet.
because I want to see like there's this little hope inside of me that man, maybe if I lose like 50 pounds, like it ain't gonna be too bad.
That's why I say you should do that colon cleanse, bro. That shit will help you.
Bruh.
You're gonna feel so good.
I don't know
Don't
how
you
I
need, like,
feel
2,
about
3
a
days off?
water hose going up my ass.
Well, you're gonna feel good. That stuff has like helped people from like dying when it cleans you up. Yeah, it's really important to detox because that's really what is in there, right? In our bodies, we are filled with that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
wild. Oscar, we gonna pass on that one.
I'm sure there's other ways you can do it. Not that way.
Are you
Detox
sure though?
teas?
How do you know?
I'm sure I can look it up and find some.
Listen, there gotta be a tea out
There are teas, but those are very unpredictable. Do you want to be walking around the store and you're like, oh my God, it's coming and it's not stopping? At least at that place, you're there for 45 minutes. They do their thing and
That's
you
it.
go home and you live your life and no accidents.
And we
Not
ain't gotta
even-
tell nobody.
Exactly.
But you just told the whole world.
But they don't know. You're going to go do it. But we can record it when we go, though.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm just joking. But for real, you should do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's good.
But yeah, man. Hey, look, yo, have y'all ever had like where you're prepared, right? And because today the plan was I was gonna be at work because I'm literally like 10 minutes down the road, like literally 10 minutes. So I was like, all right, bet. you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna maximize my work hours and I'm gonna just go after work. You know what I'm saying? Bring everything this morning. I'm like, yo, all right, I got boom, check, boom, check, boom, check. I'm good to go.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
have you ever had that feeling where you think you're prepared and you're 100% confident you're prepared? And then when the day comes and you're there, you're not prepared?
Yeah, it's like every time I go to catch a flight.
Yeah. So, I brought clothes, I did everything, the whole nine. I took it to my job site. But guess what? I didn't bring the entire podcast equipment.
Oh my gosh.
Like, and
You
I
were
was,
just going too fast in the
yeah. And then
morning.
when I got there, I'm like, yeah, how am I going to record the podcast?
So you had to go all the
You
way
know
back
what that
home?
sounds
Yeah.
like? You know what that sounds like?
You should
Like
have
you
told me.
think
I
you're
could have gone to your
prepared.
house to pick it up. I was out in Woodbridge.
Yeah,
Oh, I
true.
don't like saying the word.
You think
Hoodbridge.
you think you're prepared.
Look at it.
You got everything ready, and then bam, life hits you. What does that sound like to you guys?
That sounds like everyday life.
Entrepreneurship.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you're right.
So I'm like, yeah, that happens all the time, man. You think you got everything set up. You think you got everything, all your eggs lined up and your ducks in row, and then bam, not.
Not going like when you count on that one, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yes. I
So
think
you're
we've
like,
all been there where we're like, oh my god, it's getting worse. Oh no, I get something else. It's like, when is the break gonna come?
Yeah.
And then I feel like once you've gone through it several times, it's like you no longer think, when is the break gonna come?
Yeah.
You're like,
Just
it's
gotta keep
divine
doing. Yeah.
timing
Yep.
is what it is.
yeah, yeah. Nah, for real. All the stars gotta align type, you know what I mean?
And then eventually you just know that you're like, okay, this is gonna happen. It happens all the time. I'm not gonna trip. Like it is what it is. And you know, I just keep doing what you're doing, and next time learn from the mistake or whatever the situation is. Keep
Don't let
going.
it happen again.
Yeah, that's what you can do, but it still happens
Before
sometimes.
before, bro, I used to let you know, I used to let I was about to be like bro to you too. I'm like, you can say bro. I was about to say do that like last time. But you know, before I used to just let everything just ruin me.
Mhm.
Me too.
Like when things will go bad, I used to just let it get to me so bad where I took that home with me.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? And
Yeah.
now it's just like, you know, I had a couple situations happen this week actually with my job where I'm just like, I caught myself stressing,
Hmm.
you know, stressing it, but then I'm just like, it's gonna work itself out.
Yeah.
And come, you know, Thursday today, it worked itself out. You know what I mean?
For me, today was the day that it worked itself out too.
For real.
Yeah, because for a couple weeks I was like
For me too,
in a bad
actually.
position, and not in a great position. But over time, I've learned to just be like, it's cool. Just have that stoic patience.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
You
it's,
know,
you know,
it's
And
coming.
also another thing is like whenever you're going through that situation, your attitude determines everything.
Your perspective, your
Because
reality.
I had a situation, with one of my clients, and I was like, it was kind of bad news. But the way I delivered this, the news, and I was like, it's okay, it's not a big deal. Everything ended up working out. We're gonna make it work. We have a solution. It's not a big deal. But imagine I was like, oh my god, like
Mm-hmm.
I'm making a big deal about it, or I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I got bad news.
yeah.
No, man, it's just like
You'll follow your lead with that.
absolutely, and then everything just goes,
Mm-hmm.
it just crumbles. So
And that's
your
experience
attitude,
for you
your
too.
attitude, your attitude is everything, man. Your attitude determines your altitude.
Mm.
Facts.
Bing. That's a good one. Yeah. So I don't know if like a lot of people out there struggle with that, like, you know, letting the stress get to them. And I would just, you know, my advice is just like, yo, just take a breather, dog. Like, that's really all you gotta do.
And my advice is really incorporate a morning routine if you can, because that will mitigate a lot of stress. Because once you do your morning routine, let's say your morning routine is, all right, wake up, do my
Mm-hmm.
bathroom thing, go outside, which is good because you're getting sun. And if you want to do your little thing, smoke your little J, do your thing. read a book, journal a little bit, whatever it is you like doing. Go for a walk, whatever is your thing. You know what I mean? Um, my bad.
The chicken
Uh,
dance. We should do
Yeah,
that.
we
We
do
should. We
chicken
should do
dance.
that. We
She don't know about that. She don't know about that.
She don't.
well, yes. So the morning routine, though, I find that when I do that and I take the time in the morning, I get up at a decent time, I just feel so good. And like when the problems come, I'm like,
Yeah.
like the Matrix. Versus
Yeah.
like if I didn't get good sleep the night before,
It's because
if
you're
I got
ready.
problems, if I got this, if I my mind, if I didn't get my stuff ready, if you're not prepared, okay, preparedness is everything.
Hmm.
Then it's gonna catch you off guard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find that helps a lot.
Yeah. For sure. What about you?
Um, I agree with you. Because sometimes I would say like one of the toughest things for me has always been discipline. Like doing things, being consistent and disciplined. I wish that was pushed on me more when I was a child. It would have been a lot easier for me now. But it's like whenever I am waking up early, I go to the gym right away, and you know, I fast and then I eat, and then I'm eating like veggies and juicing in the morning, taking my vitamins. It's just everything is like I'm in
You're
control.
you're aligned.
I'm in control. But another thing is that it came to the point that even if I'm not being like that, I'm more in control because, like you said, I have more of that stoic mindset, the wisdom saying that, man, let me not stress about it. Let me just, what's the next solution? What's the solution? And then how can I fix it for the future? And at the end of the day, it always comes down to you got to be more disciplined. You got to be more
Yeah.
consistent. You
It
know what I
always
mean?
falls on us, really. It really
Absolutely.
does. It really
It's
does.
just you catching yourself, like understanding that, oh shoot, I messed up. All right, cool. What's the next move?
Yeah.
What's my issue? What did I do?
Accountability.
Yeah, and don't even be hard on yourself.
No.
Just fix it.
Yeah, that's it.
A lot of people. I think I found it hard in a long time to hold myself accountable. I would find excuses about like, yo, it's somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's
Mm-hmm,
fault,
mm-hmm,
but my fault. And then
mm-hmm.
I learned and I realized that once you take accountability, for whatever happens, I hear all the time on podcasts, and it just reaffirms my belief that a lot of things in entrepreneurship is just like whatever happens is your fault.
Yeah.
Just
In
take
life, everything,
responsibility.
bro.
Everything,
Yeah,
like literally,
just about everything. I can name probably one or two things that's not everything, but yeah,
pretty
technically
much. You are
just
the
about
alchemist.
everything. Yeah, exactly. You are the alchemist. You are responsible for it. Like turn around. You know what I'm saying? Like it's up to you. And you know who I learned it from too? PBD. I was just hearing him on the way here, and it just like music to my ear. Every time I
Mhm.
hear it, I catch it.
I feel he's very well rounded, not just business, spiritually, faithfully, however, whatever his preferences, but very well rounded man. You can tell, like his family values and everything.
Hmm.
He gives really good advice.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, we're already pretty much talking about this, but one of the main things that we're going to talk about today was why did we choose entrepreneurship? So let's start with you. Actually, you actually said it last time for the ones that actually watch the
Our
podcast,
loyal.
and not just the clips. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? The
We
ones that
appreciate
actually
you guys.
they actually
We
watch
appreciate
the
all
whole.
of you guys.
You know. So
but we will make as many clips as it takes for you to get engaged. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. But you were talking about how you got introduced in entrepreneurship, and so tell us a little bit. Why did you choose entrepreneurship?
Why? All right. So I thought about it today, right? Because I knew that was coming up, and like I remember my dad always drilling that in my head. Like he'd be like, "Nunca vas a trabajar para un pendejo,
Mm-hmm.
un gringo." Like he was all about the white man this, the white man that, and I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like, okay. I used to just whatever.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But it just routinely. And then I remember in fourth, fifth grade, we were talking about what we want to be when we grow up. And it never dawned in my mind until today when I was thinking about why did I do like I remember it's kind of like shout out Slim when he was in kindergarten and they asked him what he wanted to do when he grew up. he put rapper. You know, he was an inspiring rapper since he was in kindergarten. You know what I'm saying? But and then just flashbacks, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Where I hear my friend talk, talk about that, and then I'm like, oh shit! I remember I told Miss Davis, that was my fourth grade teacher in Court Kelly, and I remember I told Miss Davis, I want to be an entrepreneur
Aw.
because I didn't even know what an entrepreneur was. She was just breaking down like
The
what it
categories.
meant.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was at that time.
Yeah.
I thought it was a weird French name or something. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah. As a kid, we think the silliest thing.
So, like, I used to always talk to the homies about like coming up, like kingpin drug style. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to always tell ourselves like, we ain't gonna get no jobs. We gonna da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But then reality hit where it was like, yo, you gonna break the law and do this, or you know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
So I was getting in trouble, and that's when my dad was like, "Look, you coming to work with me." And I don't know, he was young. He was like maybe 20. He was in his late 20s
Dang.
or early 30s. Yeah, late 20s, early 30s when he was like, "You gonna come work with me?" And I was like, "All right, whatever." So I started working with him. I started, like staying out of trouble. At the same time, I would take the money that I made. You know what I'm saying? And like blow it on like you
Clothes
know
or something? Or like
uh,
Stuff.
alcohol? Stuff like
yeah,
that.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm
Partying,
saying?
partying, partying,
Yeah, yeah.
partying,
Alcohol.
A little bit of hookers here and there. It's like, nah, I'm just joking.
Strip club,
JK,
strip club,
JK,
strip clubs.
JK.
partying. Let's say partying.
Partying. You know what I'm saying? Retirement partying, like they say in Miami. Anyways, um, so I would be like, I love the money because to me, my portion was like $400, $400 or $500 a week.
Hmm.
I'm
And you were a
only
kid.
13.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But my
Yeah.
dad was like, Ándale, pendejo, apúrate. Like, you got to work fast. You got to be efficient. You got to do this. Go get me this tool. Go get me that tool. No, pendejo. Así no se hace. Like, yo, like,
Like boot camp style.
borderline. Like, sometimes I used to, like, want to swing off on my dad. And I used to, like, think about it, too. One time, I remember he was like, this is dark. So, he was, like, talking shit to me. And I had a hammer in my head. And I was about to like, yo, I'm about to hit you with this hammer.
I can't
Like you
take it
talking,
anymore.
yeah, I can't. I was to my breaking point,
Yeah.
but I never broke. You know what I'm saying? And
Made you tough though.
it made
Made
me who I
him.
am now. Long story short, that, and I lied last time. I did have a job. I worked at Chili's for like 3 days before I quit.
This ain't for me.
Yeah, I'm like, nah. How much did I made? $50. fifty
I had
dollars,
to
and I
drive
just
to
worked
this.
7 hours.
Yeah.
And
for
your
real.
tips are coming tomorrow. How much are the tips? $11. $60. And I quit and I called my dad and I was like, I'm ready to come back to work, because we had beef.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I can't because I know a lot of you don't know this, but at 15, I didn't live with my parents anymore. I left the house.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was working with my dad. I was getting like $300-$400 a week. I would shout out Chella. I lived with Chella for a while. You know what I'm saying? At her house, I was in the basement. I was paying rent and
At
stuff.
15.
At 15,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Wow.
And like I don't know why my dad was kind of proud of me, but in my head, I'm just like I'm doing whatever I want now.
Yeah.
Because he grew up in a different way,
Yeah, in a
not
different
how
way.
we grew up here.
So I feel you when you say like I wish there was more like structure and
I agree
all that
too.
stuff in my life because there really wasn't any of that.
Mhm.
Long story short, my entrepreneurship dreams came to a halt. You know what I mean? When I got locked up, everybody knows I was locked up for like 6 years, but those whole 6 years, this is when 2008 the economy crashed. I was already in prison,
Mhm.
so when that happened, my dad lost his business. He was struggling. I seen it. He would
Mm.
send me like $100 every week to prison. I was living good, and then,
Mhm.
but even that mentality, I was like still doing stupid stuff with that money he would send me.
Mhm. Mhm.
I blew it all. Like I blew all the money. It was like gambling and this, and
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just in the.
You
Y'all
just
seen the
wanted
movies in
you
prison,
you wanted
like
some.
everything y'all seen in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's like that was me wilding, and
Yeah.
but when that hit, and money slowed down, and that kind of like brought me back to reality, and I was like, I obsessed for like the last 3 years of coming out, helping my father build a business, and being successful or whatever. So why, like, back to your question, why did I choose entrepreneurship?
Mhm.
It's pretty because of my father.
That's a
That's
nice like full circle
yeah,
story,
that
you
was
know?
long. That
Yeah,
was
but
more
it's
than two
really
minutes.
it's like a pretty beautiful thing. Like he saw you, he guided you. Granted it was rough,
Yeah, mind you,
but
too. He was young as
now you here to
hell.
help
Yeah.
him too.
He was young as hell. He was. I think he worked a job for like 5 years before he said like, "F that."
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? I'm working for myself.
That's
But
what's up.
he
Yeah.
failed. He did it, but he failed.
Well, that's
And
part of
then, but
entrepreneurship.
he's so prideful that when he failed, he never took a job.
Oh, that's good. That's
Never
determined.
took
I
a
wouldn't
job.
call that prideful. I would call that determination.
Never took a job. He would work. He would go a couple times to the corner to look for work, but that's the only way. He wouldn't like have a steady job
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
because he's like, they're gonna call my phone. Mind you, he did some mistakes because you don't wait for somebody to call your phone.
yeah.
You go make that phone call
Right,
happen.
right, right.
That's something that
You
he
learned through
learned
him.
through him. You know what I'm saying? Through his
Mhm.
mistakes.
Mhm.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
That's
that's
nice.
why I chose entrepreneurship.
Cool. What about you, Miss Jenny?
For
Miss
me,
Jenny.
I always did well whenever I got a job somewhere, but deep down I knew that this wasn't for me. Like being inside of a building all day long. Literally remember saying those words. Being inside of a building all day long, I just can't do it long term. Short term, yeah, but to put like 20 years into a company or 10 years into that kind of living, I was just like something else has got to give. And I think life was trying to put obstacles in my way, so I chose that path, but I was kind of still unsure because I was scared. I was like, "Oh," but then I see other people around me jumping out there and doing it, so it gives me more courage, right?
Courage.
And
Yeah.
then it wasn't because of it was I was working as at a mortgage place, and they fired me because they weren't doing a lot of they laid me off. They weren't doing a lot of business, and I was the
Mhm.
last one there. So they were like, "Hey, and that was literally the birth of me starting to jump out there into entrepreneurship.
Mm.
I started off with kitchens, selling kitchen cabinets and that kind of thing, and then, my friend had been telling me for a long time, "You should be a designer. You're really good." Um, this way. Oh, you should be a designer. And I was always like, because the way I grew up, nobody ever like the people that mattered to me, like my mom, never
Mhm.
said like you should do this or I'm so proud of you for this. So I never had that in me, right? Whenever people would tell me something that I was good at, I was like, oh, okay, thanks. I didn't like go anywhere with it.
Yeah, yeah.
But because of that situation where I was in a position that I was like, I need to figure something out, that grew. And then I said, let me go to interior design school. And then I said, screw it. Let me open the business and let me just do it. Let me just do it. I don't want to wait till I have X amount of money saved. I don't want to do everything like perfect by the book.
That's good.
Just do
That's
it.
good. That's
Just
good.
You
do
know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's good.
And I just did it and it was nice and it felt good and I could never go back.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
if this means
Only if
anything to
it's
you, I know you as Jennifer, the designer.
oh, thanks.
You know what I'm saying? And I introduce you now to everybody as my friend, the designer. You know
Thanks.
what I'm
I
saying?
love, I love what I do. Like changing people's lives, changing their home to be a place that they are just so happy to be in. That's my payment for real, for real. Obviously, I like getting paid too, but that is really what fulfills me. So,
Love it.
yeah. And then, that was pretty much it. Like the culmination of those things are.
Cool.
What
Cool.
And
about you?
you?
What about me? You guys ever hear you guys you seen Goodfellas before? The movie
I believe
Goodfellas?
so. A
Yeah.
long time ago.
The mafia movie.
Yeah. So in the beginning it says,
Hey, Vinny.
ever since I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster. That. So the thing was that growing up, it's funny that you said that. In school they asked me. I was in kindergarten, and they were like,
Kindergarten.
what do you want to be? What do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know if I mentioned this in the first episode. I don't think I did. And I want to be a firefighter. I want to be an astronaut. I want to be the president. I want to be blah blah blah. It was my turn. Guess what I said?
You want to be?
Want to be a gangster?
I want to be a car thief.
No.
I swear,
Yo,
ask my
hilarious.
mom. Ask my mom.
Did they tell her?
They call my mom, like the
Yo.
psychologist called my
What is
mom.
going on in that
And they
household?
said, "Yo, your son said he want to be a car thief." The thing is that I used to watch like gangster movies with my dad when I was a little kid, and they always, they
They
have car
influenced you.
thieves. You know what I mean? And then I love cars, and also I
I
always
don't
love
like
cars.
paying for them, so
I always love cars. Cars. Since I was a kid, everybody will come into the house. I take the keys, and then I'll just carry all the keys, and I'm like thinking that since I was a little kid, right?
those are your cars.
But anyways, like thinking back, like going back to my childhood, we were talking about it last time. My dad was an entrepreneur, and I saw that. I'm like, my dad was the boss, but he never acted like the boss. He was never the type of person that would be like, do this, do that. But he was cool with everybody. He was leading his business instead of, managing it. He was leading it. He was cool with everybody, and he treated everybody the same. Didn't matter, who was who. You know what I mean? So for me, I saw that and I was like I want to have my own business when I grow up. You know what I mean? I want to have my own business. So then, went to high school, went to college, and I was like, man, I don't want to go to school. That's not for me. Like I always had bad grades. And number one, I had bad grades because I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I was good at.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Until I got to high school and I took culinary classes and I was like, I love this. Let me be a chef and then I'll have my own business. That didn't work out. I started working in the restaurant business. I was like, I'm out. you know, and then my stepdad, we were talking about earlier, he had a pizza place. So I was working with him there. I loved it. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to be in the restaurant business. Then after that, I was like, what can I do? What can I do? What business can I have? What can I start? And then I went into the car business. I started doing sales, and I was like, man, I'm not that bad at sales. I did very well, but I didn't have that mentorship. And I was like, man, I need this mentorship. I need
It
I,
was
I
like
need,
sharks in that joint, huh?
straight up, bro. Like
Really?
you
That's
know
what
what I
I
mean?
hear.
Straight up. So, but I didn't like the fact that I had to sell, convincing and twisting somebody's arm to make a sell.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring value. I wanted to solve problems.
Feel good about what you do.
I wanted to change somebody's life.
Hey, in
you said.
cars, right? It's just like, yo, you don't care about the car or the
need this car.
customer. Just let's just
Yeah, for real. That's
Sell
really what
the-
it is.
Make a deal, bro. Make the deal. Make the deal. And there was a lot of times that I'm like, I'm not doing that. And they were like, well, if you don't do this, then you gotta go. Somebody else will. You know what I mean? I hated
Talk
that.
about peer pressure.
I hated that. I hated that. And it made me
That's
somebody that
manipulation.
it made me somebody that I wasn't. And then you guys know a little bit about my story and things that I was doing and making all this money, like you said, and I was blowing it, partying. Straight up.
yeah, we had our fair share of partying, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, fair share.
Hey.
I think I had fair share from my mom that she never drank or partied. My stepdad, like me and my sister, we went hard. You know what I mean? But then finally, an opportunity that came through, and it was a perfect time. And like you said, I was just like, this makes sense. I see value. I will help people. Guess what? I jumped right away. And I thought that just because it was sales is gonna be easy. Shoot, I had to reinvent myself, and I'm still reinventing myself. And one book that really helped me out, there are two books actually. Well, there's three books that if you guys are into entrepreneurship or thinking about being a hybrid entrepreneurs, there's a couple books that I recommend. The first one was Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill.
Oh, I love Napoleon Hill.
Oh my
I
god,
love him.
that
I
book
never read it.
you need to read it,
Everything that he writes is worth
bro.
keeping in your house.
Does he have an Audible?
Yes.
Yes, the
You
Audible
can
is
get
the best one.
You can get it for free on Apple.
For real?
On YouTube.
That too.
Amazing book. The other one was Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday.
Reading that right now.
Sick book. Sick book. And last but not least, The Obstacle is the Way. I forgot the name of the author. The Obstacle is the Way. Bro. Savage.
That title just tells me that
Savage.
it's gonna
But
be
for
good.
all you guys that are entrepreneurs, if you guys are not reading, you're not growing.
What's the point? Well, I don't read. I do audibles.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
but
what
the-
I'm saying?
If
but
you're
you
not
mean-
intaking new
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
information, new
Yes.
knowledge, if you're not challenging yourself,
Yeah.
then where are you really trying to go?
Readers are leaders. If you want to be a leader, you got to read. You got to
No, no,
read.
no. You have to comprehend what you read.
Absolutely.
Don't just get
And-
books and say, "I read this book. I read this book. I
Yeah,
read this book."
that was
Make
my
sure
problem.
you know what you're reading.
And that was my problem because I can read a book and not comprehend anything, but I can hear it, and I'm
It would
just
stay with you.
everything valuable is
That's all that
just
matters.
There you go.
intaking,
You know what
intaking,
works for you.
intaking, and obviously some of the other stuff I don't remember. But like the good thing about audibles is that I'll listen to it once, twice, or three times.
Mhm.
You have
because-
to.
That's what I listened
You
to.
have to.
I think it's Wallace D. Waddle's "The Science of Getting Rich." Or I
That's a
think
really
I
good
mixed.
book.
I listened to that. That thing is on rotation all the
Mhm.
time.
That's a
because
really good
it's
book.
Yeah,
constant.
even if you're
reminders.
just driving, like what I like to do, like I was telling y'all,
Yeah.
like I was just listening to the PBD podcast
Mhm.
on the way here. Anytime I get free time, like there's no excuses. Y'all
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah.
It's true.
Absolutely.
Y'all got this. No excuses. Instead of
Absolutely.
listening to hip hop music, rock
Or
music,
watching people fighting
But
each
you
other.
can though.
you know,
Just give it a time though. Give
Yeah,
yourself
yeah.
like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna listen to music one on the way there, but on the way back, let me listen to a book.
Yeah,
let me listen to a podcast that's gonna bring value to me and my family.
yeah.
And I got a really good book for the people who have a hard time arranging their schedule in the most smart and strategic way. It's called The 4 Hour Work Week. And it's by Timothy Ferriss.
I think I saw that.
He's
Tim Ferriss,
amazing.
yeah.
All his books are amazing. And
I
it
was
really,
making
it
I was making
really-
fun of that book. I was like, man, that sounds soft. I'm
Nah,
not reading
nah.
it.
But it's very smart way to live your
Thank you.
life, so
Thank
you're
you.
not
I
always
actually
working,
saw it.
always busy. You have to be
I saw
smart.
it. I saw it on my
Yeah.
app.
It's a good one.
Yeah. I saw it. That's
We'll
funny.
list all the books that we're recommending on
In
the
the
comments.
descriptions.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk
I mean-
about it too as we go. You know, we'll talk about more books, and I feel like, you know, if I feel like everybody should read at least or listen to at least one book a month, at least one book a month. Before I started entrepreneurship, and I read 3 books. I can tell you straight up, from high school, from graduating high school, I read 3 books. I read 11 Minutos by Paulo Coelho. I read 11 Minutes by Paulo Coelho. Then it was in Spanish though. I read The Secret, and then I read another book by Paulo Coelho. It's called The Alchemist. So
Uh-huh.
that's a really, really, really good
That's
book
a very
too.
popular book.
Really, really good book. And then those books opened up my mind too.
Mhm.
And I was like, this, why am I not reading books? And then I stopped. Uh, I'm good. I'm good. 'Cause
I would
gotta,
like some.
yeah.
Thank you.
So those books, boom. But then I started with, you know, the company that I'm affiliated with, and they have the book of the month.
That's nice.
They have the book of the month. So everybody, well, most people in my organization at least reads one book per month, and then I listen to more books too. But it's life changing once you
It's
start
like
to,
addictive.
once you start to like read and or listen to books, and you see how it helps you process things as an entrepreneur, as a parent, as in a relationship. I would say I'm single, but you know, I feel like books have helped me process things and become more patient too. And entrepreneurship has made me become more patient. So the next thing that we were going to talk about is how did entrepreneurship affect your relationships?
Relationships.
Yeah, it can
What do
be
you mean?
it can be relationships with your partner, like with your spouse, or relationship with
Parents or
friends,
friends.
parents. So
Go
You go.
ahead.
You go
I
first.
really gotta use the restroom.
Okay.
I
Okay.
drink a lot of water. I'm so sorry, guys.
This is the
PB
$1 million P
the
that we
million
talk
dollar
about.
P. I know, but I can't, man. I can't compete.
Pretend PBD's right here, right now. It's like, nah, go ahead.
All right.
Nah, go
All
ahead,
right,
go ahead,
let
do
me
your
run.
thing, go there. But yeah,
Um.
like so what he was basically saying is like, how has it affected in a good way, a bad way, or any way?
Whichever, whatever stand,
I think
whatever you
it's
want.
both though, for real.
Yeah, I think so.
There's negatives and positives to it because, like, you know, my wife is not in business with me. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm an entrepreneur, so the hours are different.
You work every day sometimes.
Um, one thing, like, yeah, I used to, not no more.
Yeah, but
I
when you're
yeah,
building.
yeah, it was bad. I would work 7 days a week. I used to never be there for the kids, nothing.
Mhm.
I'm still paranoid. I'm paranoid all the time. I always think I'm broke.
Don't do that.
I don't know
You're hurting
why.
yourself from getting what you want.
That's why I told
Don't
you.
think about debt. Don't think about anything but riches.
Yeah, that's what I was talking with one of my friends, Mimi. She was like, "Yeah, don't put that into your life. Like, it's good to be paranoid,
It's
but
good to be
not.
prepared and
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for the worst. It's good to be prepared for the worst, but always know that God has your back.
yeah.
But
Exactly,
feel it inside too. You
exactly.
gotta feel
Yeah.
that.
So because of me worrying all the time, like I said before, I would bring that burden home with me. So that obviously, you know what I'm saying,
Doesn't help
doesn't help the
the
relationship
household at all.
at all. You know what I'm saying? I think now is better. Um, understanding, sometimes, if your significant other isn't in business, they might not comprehend or understand.
What it is.
People think entrepreneurship is like, okay, anything you do, you get paid. No, it's not how it
Heck no.
works.
You
Like,
gotta pay that fee, bruh.
yeah, it's just like, we can let's make this, let's do this as an example, like podcasting. We're not getting paid to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We love doing this.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting paid to do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people won't understand that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to have some kind of passion that drives
Yeah,
you.
there's some passion
Because
where,
who's gonna say, yeah, sign me up to work 30 days a month and barely get paid and maybe not get paid for a job, but that's reality.
yeah,
Sometimes you might have a client that
or also, like, yo, like when I started out, like I was painting apartments for like $900. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like a whole
That's
apartment.
yeah, that's bad.
that
That's
is
bad.
That's
bad.
usually a room, right?
That's minimum wage. Yeah.
Like 900 should be a room, right?
No, like 1250 is a room. Yeah. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
But that's your fee that you paid for you to earn that
Yeah. So
value.
sometimes it's like, yo, you're gone 7 days a week, certain amount of hours, but you're always broke. Like, what's going on?
So how did
That's
that
all.
affect your relationship with your wife? Feeling broke or being broke, and then she's not getting to see you all the time. So you guys are not probably not being, lovey
Yeah, it did.
dovey and
It
all of
did. It
that.
did take a toll in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, we've been together 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like it worked itself
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's because you guys are figuring it out.
Yeah.
And,
And some people, and maybe not just relationships, some people don't understand, entrepreneurship. Period.
like
You know
some
what I
friends will
mean?
be like, "What are you doing? Let's go do this. Let's go do that." And I'm like, "No, I can't." And sometimes I'll be free on a Tuesday but busy Saturday and
Yeah.
Sunday.
Or like I remember one time, you know what I'm saying? Like I forgot what happened, but I couldn't go somewhere that we had planned to go because of the obligations I had.
Right.
Because
That happens all the time, bro.
because the
Mhm.
client couldn't do the estimate on a Saturday, so I had to go out there on a Sunday. But estimates, especially that one, was a big estimate, and it took me like 3 hours. I got there at 10. I ain't left till like 1:30.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I ain't get home till like 2:30 because we're building a relationship. We're over
Mhm.
there measuring. We're this, we're
You
that.
gotta
You know
give
what I'm
them
saying?
value.
You do not want to
Yeah,
rush that.
You
nah, at
gotta give
all.
value.
As a client,
Unless
I don't want to feel rushed.
unless they're trying to rush it, then
Right.
that's a different story. You know what I'm saying? So like that type of stuff happened a lot in the
Yeah.
beginning. It don't happen no more because now I'm on the type of time where okay, you can't Saturday, and the only time you can't Sunday. Then we either gonna wait till next week
Right.
or someday during the week.
Yeah.
And if I lose you as a customer, then I'm sorry,
It
but
just it
my
wasn't meant to
Sundays
be.
are dedicated to my
Yeah,
children.
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
What about
Absolutely.
you?
What I noticed about relationships and entrepreneurship on the friend side is like what I mentioned earlier, but when it's like your partner, your spouse, or whatnot, if both of you are entrepreneurs, then you can both get it. But if it's just one of you, then like you said, it's hard because they can't relate.
I
And you would think that if it's both of you, it's like perfect and great, but it doesn't
but it's
always
not.
work out that way either.
Yeah.
Because y'all are both trying to build your own thing, and there just comes a lot of growing pains in general, like raising a child.
Yep.
You don't know what you're gonna get one day, and sometimes that's just how it is. Um, the good things that I would say about that is I learned to be very patient with my significant other's time and not be so like needy and you have to spend time with me all the time. It just allowed me to just be more stoic. Just
Mhm.
be more like very understanding. And but on the negative side, time. You spend a lot of time away from the people you love. Depends on your work, obviously, but
Mhm.
especially when you're building, I feel like I sacrificed a lot of things were sacrificed as I was building things with the person I was building things with,
Mhm.
because it was like from scratch, got to survive, got to figure it out. Job is this just doesn't make sense on paper to get a job unless you're
Mhm.
getting some kind of job that is like
Mhm.
Yeah.
200K, because really we live in this
Yeah,
area
yeah.
and
Especially
the
with
way,
more than one kid.
come on, let's be real.
Northern Virginia, one of the highest regions in the nation.
Yeah. So, you know, it does take a toll on you. You have to, like I said, those morning routines and like finding time for date night, finding time to be intimate. That
Mhm.
stuff is very important to keep the balance. Um I don't know. I feel like overall I think it's a good thing to be to like entrepreneurship and relationships, but you really got to know what you're doing too. So it's like, when you have a baby the first time and you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. But then you're like, baby number two, you're like, oh, okay, I got this. And then baby number three, you're like, I definitely got this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that.
Number four.
No, no. Nah,
It's like,
so
hey, number three is like, yo, okay, we're experts now, but yo, four is like, yo, too much. Cuz.
what do I want here? What am
Oh,
I doing here?
one more thing before we pass on the torch to Oscar. I feel like I between relationships, because I talk relationship with my wife, like between friends, sometimes when you have friends that are not into entrepreneurship and having the 9 to 5s and all that, which
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing wrong with it if that's what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Some 9 to 5s you get paid really good money,
Yeah, yeah.
and sometimes surviving is really all you need. Sometimes like
Mm-hmm.
some people, and that's okay. But the way they see you is like, oh, he get money, or oh, because
It
there's
just
little side
built
comments,
different.
Oh yeah.
little side comments that you catch
Mm-hmm.
where me as a person, I catch it, but it doesn't bother me, but
Mm-hmm.
I see it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But what do you mean? Like they say that in a bad way? In a
Nah,
negative?
it's just like, you hustling, we see you, and or stuff like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where
You get
it doesn't
recognized.
sound. Yeah, to me, recognition is uncomfortable.
Really?
I don't know why,
Mm.
but it's also like like you know like when they trying to like maybe like
Take a shot at you.
I'm insinuating like I look down on you. I don't, because I'm probably struggling just the same as you. The only
Oh, I
thing
see what
is
you're saying.
you,
Like they're
yeah,
like they think you think that they're trying to say like, oh, you think you're big time, but
yeah,
really, if
yeah,
you only knew, homie, that it ain't that easy all the time.
yeah. But I
Yeah.
don't even get into that, because then they'll
Yeah, of
look at you and
course.
tell you, then why not just get a job?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like like to not have certain conversations with certain people because it's not gonna go anywhere,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like you
So
won't get it.
entrepreneurship can ruin friendships sometimes if you let it get to that point.
I
You know what I
guess, yeah, it
mean?
depends on the person, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say that for relationships, um, a lot of people. I'm a very emotional person.
Hmm.
I always been like that. Take shit too personal. You know, I'm the type of person that I was the type of person that you say something to me, I want to swing. You know what I mean? I take stuff to the heart too much.
Hmm.
So for to this day, sometimes people in my family they still like, oh, how's your little business going? You know what I mean? Like how's
I hate that.
Demean you,
yeah,
like
yeah, 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 yeah.
belittle
Are
it.
you a millionaire yet? Like Mr. Millionaire? Oh, Richie Rich.
But
You know what
that's
I
such
mean?
a
Yeah.
like Hispanic family thing that they'd be like, oh, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And or how's business going? It's going great. You know what I mean? Um, for for a while, it really like I used to see a lot of people that a lot of friends and a lot of family members. I will see them and I'll have like hard feelings towards them because they didn't understand that I want more for just me and my family. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Especially my immediate family, like my stepfather, my mom. I, I feel like I'm the retirement. I am. I gotta make it happen. The beautiful thing is that I started when I was 30,
Hmm.
not when I was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
So
bruh.
I'm good. I've been four game. It's gonna be 4 years in the game now as an entrepreneur, and it was tough. But reading books, having mentorship, being in that circle of PBD and Chris Hart
That
and
environment of.
that environment that you sit down and you have conversations and they're like, we went through the same thing. We all go through that.
They're normal people just like us.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So that helped me understand and also, reading the right books, understanding that I can't control them. I can only control myself and how I think. I can't control what people do, say, or think of me. I can only control what I do and how I react to those things.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So eventually I was just like, you know what? Whatever, man. Whatever. And then I'm just like, it's okay. You'll see.
Yeah.
You will see. You will see.
But
You
that's
will
why
see.
God sent those people to you to add
Absolutely.
fuel.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know.
You know?
Back to your point, I had somebody tell me that like literally last week. They were like, Toro, I wish I started in my 30s, because she started in her, late 30s, 40s almost, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
she just was looked at me and said, you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky you think the way you are and you're 33 years old.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I
You
wish I
really are.
started at that time.
You
You know
went
what I
through
mean?
some tough things, but you are blessed to have the journey you had.
Absolutely.
You really
And
are.
the thing is this, because I feel like the more like I love this right here, because this is gonna grow. This is not just us three. We're
Mhm.
sharing our wisdom, our experiences, and things that we've been through in life with somebody that they might be going through it right now and
Or on
say,
the fence.
"Oh, on
Should
the
I do
fence,
it?
on the fence."
Or like
Yeah,
what she said, episode one, you never know who you're gonna inspire, just like how you said when I kind of inspired you with the camera
hmm
situation.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
and it's like, who cares, bro? Who cares what they think? At the end of the day, like you gotta have faith in what you do and you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in what you do. At the end of the day, like you said, everything is noise. It's just noise.
And I feel if you find yourself tormented by your environment because it's not supporting your
Yeah,
goals, you got to remove yourself from that environment.
absolutely, absolutely. There was many times that there'll be parties with my family, and to this day, I told y'all 2 hours
Limit.
before I would show
You
up.
better than me because I don't even show up.
I would show up right for a little bit, and then I'm out. because I felt like there goes like the judgment,
Mhm.
the
Yeah, like you don't want to go there for that.
you know what I
You
mean.
rather go to the
But
other
now,
place.
I'm like I go and I'm like I go because I want you to see me, man.
'Cause I won't go out.
And I want you to see me. I want you to see. I want you to feel my aura. I want you to feel my energy.
The
You can feel the power
confidence.
that I got. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
I
yeah.
may not where I want to be,
But they don't
but
know
I
that.
know for sure where I'm going. I know for sure. I don't care what they can
But
know,
I'm saying, but I'm
but
just
I know where
saying.
I'm going, and I know the energy and the aura that I'm exuding. You can't you can't lie that. You can't deny that. You can't fix that. You can't say I
You
don't
can't
feel that.
fake that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's okay. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, I go, I show up, I talk to everybody. 2 hours my limit. I gotta go. Like you said, I got things to do in the morning. Like you
Yeah.
said, I got business to take care of. Like you said, I got my
Morning
routine to go
routine
to.
that I care about myself that much to
So Saturday, I was on my cousin's little birthday, first birthday, right? And I was there for 2 hours. Showed up. I was at a meeting for hours, and then after that, with clients, I show up there. I'm there talking. I'm looking at my watch. I'm like 2 hours. I got an hour drive or 45 minutes, 50-minute drive from Maryland to home. They're like, where are you going? I'm like, I got things to do tomorrow. I'm like, what do you got to do? I got to serve at church. So I got to wake up early. Like, what? Yeah, man, that makes me feel good. That's part
Mhm.
of my system. That's part of my growth support system. If I don't do those things, I feel down. If I don't
Mhm.
go to the gym, I feel down. If I'm not challenging myself, I feel down. If I'm not doing things like making videos, like talking on camera, like those things are terrifying. I hate it. I hate it because what are they gonna think? What is my family gonna think? They're already judging me. Like that fear.
Yeah.
Outwitting the
That
devil.
never leaves
Outwitting the
us.
devil. The book says that the devil is not the red man with the
Right.
tail
Right.
and the pitchfork.
Right. Is that little
The
voice?
devil is the fear that you have in you. What are they gonna think? What are they gonna say? What if I fail? That's
Fear.
the devil. That's the devil.
Hmm.
So if I'm not doing things that I gotta do, challenging myself to do things that I feel uncomfortable with, or knowing that if I don't go to church, if I go to church, I'm gonna feel great. I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
crucial conversation. I believe that every time I have a conversation with somebody, some way or another, I'm empowering them in some type of way, and I'm bringing value to them for them to feel good or to feel like, shoot, thank you. I needed to hear that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
if I don't go because I'm staying late at a party that my little cousin will never remember.
Just to talk crap about the same thing
Or
Same
that you
conversations
talked
every
about last
time,
just a
time,
party. Just
you
just to be
know.
like, oh, see,
But now it's
so
like, now I'm like, I don't even think of it that way anymore. I'm like, I'm not gonna, okay, whatever, cada uno con su cosa, right?
right, right.
Everybody's gonna do their own thing. You know what I mean? But me, I'm like, I know what I gotta do. I'm here, show my face, I'm out. I'm done. Boom. So, but I would say that now because of books, mentorship and growth, my relationships are getting better because we understand each other from each other's respect each other's perspective. We might challenge each other a little bit, but it will never be to the point that I'm gonna insult them for the way they think, or I'm gonna get insulted or take it personal the way they think or what they think of what I do or entrepreneurship or whatever. It's just it is what it is, whatever. You know what I
So
mean?
you had a lot of growth throughout that
Absolutely,
experience
absolutely.
in
With
I'm
itself.
sure they
relationships,
see it. I'm sure that everybody sees it
and
too.
I feel like now once I do have a partner in a relationship, like a wife or girlfriend, it's gonna be so much easier for me because I learned the communication skills. I learned to put my ego to the side. You can probably be like, nah, bro, you still got it.
Nah, I was about to be like, why are you single?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you know how to work with what you got.
yeah, yeah. So now I'm like, you know what? All right, it's give and take.
Hmm.
Give and take. And then why am I single? You guys, you want?
No, we didn't do that yet.
Nah,
We didn't do that one yet.
we can do that next week for real. We already did an hour.
That's an hour already.
What
Okay,
about the thoughts on building a business with your partner?
okay, okay. I'll go
Yeah,
first.
go ahead.
So based on my experience and what I've seen from my mentors and PBD and that circle, is like people I'm not sure if you guys heard that comment earlier. Like, no, don't do that. Don't build a business with your partner. Like, don't do that. I feel like
I don't
if you
believe that.
guys are on the right mindset, on the right growth, and you guys are willing to put each other's
Emotions
egos,
aside.
emotion to this, everything is ego. At the end of the day, everything is ego,
Yeah,
both men and women,
of course.
because their emotions is their ego. Like, it's
Our
mine,
ego
mine,
is our
mine, 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 mine,
identity. Our ego
mine.
is our identity as people.
You're willing to put that to the side and say, okay, all right, let's do what we got to do together. I feel like I've seen that power couples get things done faster than someone like me that's single, because I need to do other things instead of, guess what, my partner is really good at this, I'm really good at this, let me focus on this, she'll focus on that, and then at the same time, whatever else needs to be done, we'll work on it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
let's focus on what we're good at.
yeah. True teamwork
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
feel like,
and
and also
accountability.
also this, absolutely, the system has separated us for us to do our own thing. Oh, the wife goes over here to work, the husband goes over here to work, they see each other for a couple hours. Imagine if you're building a business with your wife, with your spouse, and you guys are there all the time growing together. Man, that's what I will have. I'm gonna call
Mhm.
it. I'm speaking into the existence. I will have, and I will build a business with my spouse, and I will build spouses to build businesses together, so things can be different.
Right.
I think that will be so much different, so much different, if you have life, not work life balance, but work
And
life
like you said,
integration.
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 And you could definitely do it with like a business, like what you do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
And I will.
So now y'all know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all hit the DM. It's like,
Chill.
If you
Chill.
want to
how do
be
you
a,
like them? How do you like them,
so
Oscar?
that being said, is the wife that you want to have, you want her to be a boss babe, or do you want her to just be a boss babe?
um,
Get it?
how about
No.
He
It's like,
tells her,
I
"Shut
get it. I
up."
get it.
how about let's lead, babe. Let's lead each other. Let's lead our household. Because I feel like boss babe is like, I'm the boss. I am,
Gotta
I'm
prove
always
something.
right.
you know what I mean? Yes, I'm like, it's like the same thing as machismo.
Right.
Machismo and
Just
feminismo
reverse. Yeah.
is the same thing. Feminism and machismo is the same thing. But instead of saying, all right, babe, all right, we have this situation right here. I got this going on. I feel like if I do this is gonna be the outcome, and this is what I'm looking for. And
So,
then she will be like, Oscar, but did you look at it from this perspective? What if this and this and this happens? Shoot, I didn't think about it that way. You know what? You're right. But how can we make it work together, so we're leading the conversation, we're leading the relationship, and helping each other to look from different lenses, because we all have different lenses.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So instead of having me being the man of the house, the boss man, or the wife being the woman being the boss
The man
babe,
of the house. That's
nah,
so.
bro, let's lead together. You're good at this. Let's do this. Let's do that. What can we leverage? How much more money do we gotta make so we can get somebody to clean the house? How much more do we gotta make so we can choose a nice school for the kids, for them to learn what we want them to learn?
Hmm, hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like integrating both, leading together, but I feel like at the end of the day, the man of the house, the male, should lead, not tell what to do, but say, hey, I think that we should do this, this, and that. Right? The head of the house, the heart of the house comes and said, yeah, I think that's a good idea. Or have you thought about it this way? But both do it from wisdom, and not ego.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah. Not like I said this
Yeah.
and that's it. Or the girl like,
Yeah.
I know better because yeah, yeah. But back onto the boss babe culture, this culture I feel like has robbed the household of the nurturing feminine essence that it so needs. because we're so worried about getting that money, getting that bag, securing the bag, that we're just focusing on money, money, money.
Let's get that Birkin.
I never heard that before.
Oh,
Well, you ain't rich yet.
The Birkin.
the Birkin is like the top of the line, the top of the top of purses.
Oh,
They're like,
I don't wear purses.
I think
man.
the cheapest Birkin is like 20K.
Something like that.
I don't wear purses, so
You wear
So
satchels.
yeah, anyways, I
no,
I
sir, I don't. No satchels in this house.
I tried to like buy into the boss babe culture, and I don't know if I just love being a mom too much, that, and also the age of my children, that I'm just like, this doesn't sit well with me, like, or maybe I'm just low key being a little like lazy, and I don't want to put that many hours into my business yet because I want to focus on my kids. But I feel like my kids will be grateful for that versus my kids being like, yeah, my mom really poured her heart and soul into that business when I was 2
Yeah.
and I never saw her. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I feel like leverage is super important.
Yeah.
Leverage is super
Leverage.
important because you can have your business, but if you have a system for your business that you don't have to be there at all times.
Well, it depends on the business, but yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But imagine with me for a second. There's a couple. They run a business together. Right? Guess what? You can leverage and say, hey, you know what? Can you take care of this? Actually, would you think that you should be able to do this on that time? I spend time with the kids, blah, 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 blah. We do it like this, like leading, man.
So you mean like really nice, healthy communication skills?
Absolutely.
Yes.
But
That's
building
key to everything.
but building a business together and leverage each other so you guys can have more time.
Right.
And then eventually you start to grow your business. Forget the time. We'll go over it. We'll go over it.
We'll
man.
edit some things.
Yeah, no, we're good, man. We're good. What we can do more than an hour.
We're good.
Okay, I'm like, I don't think the YouTube cares.
No, I was checking the volume.
No,
button.
I'm just saying like YouTube doesn't care. I'm just thinking in my head.
No, just the
Whatever.
upload quality. That's
Yeah.
all.
All right. So it's just like, building that together, and then you're building a business together. That's why I always tell you, bro, you need to recruit more people into your business. You need to, so you can leverage.
I did. I got one.
Let's
I
go.
got one.
Let's go.
I got one.
Let's go.
Oh, then
So-
yeah, that's a
so
whole
then
nother animal.
Now
there.
you build that person, and then get that person, find out what they're good at, and then you keep building people
You find
to
it's
run
more
your business
freedom
with
of
you.
time for
It
yourself.
is.
Leverage,
Yes.
so you have more time for your family because you put in all those years, all that time, all those books,
finally-
sweat, blood, and
Finally
tears,
found one.
sweat, blood, and tears
Yeah, doggone wood.
for you to build this. So guess what? You can leverage, but we have to have that mindset of leveraging our spouse, leveraging, recruiting into our
I was
business.
about to say that we gotta have a recruiting mindset.
You gotta
in
have
order
the
to
recruiters mindset.
leverage.
Rita,
It's true.
Rita, we always say this in our business. Rita, recruiting, it's the answer. You need to make money, recruit. Find somebody else.
It's delegate the work. Find somebody to delegate this work to.
You need to you're working
When
too much
Jet-
time.
when
Recruit.
when you got that job at JetBlue, that part time, right? They recruited you. They recruited you,
I recruited myself.
but there's still recruitment. You saw
Yeah,
an ad, you saw
absolutely.
something.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
The same thing. McDonald's recruits.
Everybody
They got
recruits.
that sign up there. You know what I'm saying? Our jobs come with these perks.
If it wasn't for the recruitees, there wouldn't be any businesses.
yeah, realtors recruit. Your broker recruited
Churches.
you, or you
Oh,
recruited
yeah,
yourself.
those motherfuckers
Churches
recruit.
recruit.
I got recruited to my church.
Insurance agencies recruit.
Everybody recruits.
Sports.
I'm recruiting for a wife.
DM
No.
him, guys. DM him.
281-330-8004, guys. Like that video you
Hit
sent
me
me.
up on the low, because Mike Jones about to blow. It's like, nah, let me stop.
Blow.
Well, it was
Hello.
really nice to have you guys today on episode 3. And please subscribe. Please follow us
Yes.
on Instagram, YouTube, wherever you see Skin
Thank
in
you
the
for the
Game.
support.
Subscribe because we
Absolutely.
are very grateful for you
Yes.
guys. And soon we're gonna have some guests. We're gonna have some giveaways. We're gonna have fun things. And if you have
Yes.
any suggestions, bring it in.
Hey, our
Send
first
it.
giveaway is probably gonna be next week.
But
Yeah,
don't
'cause
tell
I
them
want
what it
50,
is.
right?
Don't tell them what it is.
Where are we right now?
We're not.
me
We're,
look.
we're
Not
almost.
yet.
We're like 127, I think.
Let me see.
And also, like, thank you for everybody that's giving us positive reinforcements. You know what I'm saying? I've had a lot of people tell me, like, yo, y'all talk that good stuff, man. Like, I got, shout out Charles Friendly Hauling. He's an entrepreneur out of
Nice.
Richmond. He
Nice.
hauls trash, and he was just like, bro, I gotta come up to Northern Virginia one day and get
Yep.
on that podcast. Of
Yep.
course, bro, there's a spot for you. There's a spot for everybody. If you're into entrepreneurship, holla at us, DM us, email us, whatever, call us.
Yep.
If you want to come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Stop being scared.
Yep.
For the ones that say that maybe, they haven't found any value in this show, then you're just a hater.
Yo,
Nah, it's cool. Haters
th-
are welcome.
this is what I was gonna say. Like, we're so used to like little clips. Whatever we post as the little clips, they're cool, right?
But just like
Yeah,
a
I love the
book, you
clips.
can't find out what
You
the book
can't-
says from a couple of notes.
The clip is just to promote to watch the full episode.
Absolutely. But if you guys really want to know what we're talking about, you guys gotta watch the whole thing.
You know,
You guys gotta watch. You guys gotta watch the whole thing. You know what I mean? So, or don't. you know,
you can watch it, pause it,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Either way,
yeah.
you're gonna be on
But
your
you know
phone doing
what?
something.
But you know what? Like, honestly, this is an hour of some good stuff, positive stuff. You people give hours to love and hip hop.
No, but think about
reality shows. You give an hour,
to toxic shit,
yeah, all the time.
toxic shit.
Give
And
us an hour.
Like,
hit that like button.
yeah, like imagine just sitting in a lounge with entrepreneurs and networking and talking. This podcast offers you kind of an inside view into that and our take on life
Mhm.
as
Yep.
entrepreneurs.
Mhm. So, guys, please, thank you guys for following us.
Yeah.
I would say, please share this with your friends. Subscribe on YouTube. That helps us grow. Not just for us, for you guys to watch, but other people can watch it too. Because I know for sure that we're bringing in value. We're bringing in value, and we'll bring more value to you guys by sharing our experiences. You know what I mean? And at the same time, let's say you're a police officer. Let's say you're a teacher, and you want to come on and talk to us about what you do. We can do that too. Absolutely. If you're thinking about entrepreneurship and maybe going into doing something, you can come on here too. Maybe we can help you
And we
because
would
our
love to get
network.
that dialogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we can help you maybe find that entrepreneurial route, whatever you want to, because we know so many people. We can connect. We can definitely connect you. But thank you guys for watching, for following us. Please subscribe, and share
Follow.
and like too. Forget to like.
Please.
Thank you
Yes.
guys.
And don't forget, he's single still.
Hi.